Arne Slot has never faced pressure like this. Another abject display could seal his Liverpool fate. Liverpool head into definitive week, with Arne Slot facing the most intense pressure of his managerial career following a crushing 4-0 defeat to Manchester City. That loss wasn't just another setback, it was a humiliation against a direct rival, made worse by the fact Slot had 2 full weeks to prepare for the FA Cup quarter-final. The performance left supporters frustrated and disillusioned, with many leaving the Etihad early while chants for Xabi Alonso echoed around the stadium. There is now a clear shift in mood among the fanbase, with growing doubts about whether Slot can turn things around this season. Even those who have backed him until now are beginning to question if the situation can be salvaged, especially after a series of disappointing displays. At the heart of the criticism is not just one result, but a pattern, a season defined by inconsistent performances and lack of response in key moments. For the club's ownership, those repeated setbacks could soon become impossible to ignore if results don't improve quickly. And the timing couldn't be more challenging, with Liverpool now set to face Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. It's a daunting trip to Paris, and another heavy defeat could push Slot's position to breaking point. Even a positive result may not be enough to silence critics, with some believing only major silverware, perhaps even a 7th European title, would fully restore confidence. That, however, feels like a distant possibility given the team's current form and fragility. What's perhaps more concerning are the signs behind the scenes, with players including Virgil van Dijk and Dominic Szoboszlai admitting the team effectively gave up during the defeat. Moments like those, combined with visible frustration on the pitch and in the stands, often signal deeper issues within a squad. Meanwhile, the growing influence of Alonso's name in fan discussions has only intensified the pressure. Seen by many as one of the brightest young coaches in the game, his availability has shifted the conversation from patience to urgency. There is a real sense that if Liverpool delay, they risk missing out on a long-term solution elsewhere. All of this has transformed the narrative. It's no longer just about whether Alonso is available, but whether Slot can survive. As Liverpool prepare for a crucial night in Paris, the stakes could not be higher. For Slot, this now feels like a last chance moment, a test that could define not just the season, but his entire future at the club. Salah told he didn't look right as Jamie Carragher sends a Red Star clear message. Liverpool's difficult run has taken another serious hit, with the 4-0 FA Cup humiliation against Manchester City raising major concerns ahead of their Champions League clash with Paris Saint-Germain. The defeat didn't just hurt on the scoreboard, it exposed deeper issues, with Virgil van Dijk openly admitting the team gave up, a statement that reflects the growing frustration around Anfield. And at the center of it all is Mohamed Salah, whose performance at the Etihad has come under intense scrutiny during what is expected to be the final stretch of his Liverpool career. The Egyptian forward struggled throughout the game and crucially missed his second penalty in succession, with goalkeeper James Trafford denying him from the spot. Speaking after the match, journalist Henry Winter offered a telling observation, suggesting Salah didn't look right in the moment that mattered most. He described how, even through the screen, Salah appeared lacking his usual confidence, saying his body language before the penalty hinted that something was off. That moment has come to symbolize Liverpool's current struggles, a team that once thrived on intensity now appearing short of belief at key moments. With only a handful of games remaining, unless Liverpool progress in Europe, there are concerns that Salah's Anfield farewell could end on a disappointing note rather than the triumphant send-off many expected. However, while criticism has been loud, there has also been strong support for Salah from within the football world. Jamie Carragher was quick to defend the forward, reminding fans of the incredible legacy he has built over nearly a decade at the club. Carragher described Salah as one of Liverpool's greatest ever players, highlighting not just his trophies but his remarkable consistency and durability over 9 seasons. He emphasized that Salah's ability to perform week in, week out, rarely missing games is what truly separates him from others. Not just talent, but relentless availability and professionalism. As Liverpool now prepare for a huge European test against PSG, all eyes will once again be on Salah. The question is whether he can rediscover his form and lead one final charge, or whether this difficult period will define the closing chapter of a legendary Liverpool career. Ibrahima Konate's Liverpool future takes new twist with agreement closer than ever. Liverpool could be closing in on a major boost, with Ibrahima Konate now edging closer to agreeing a new deal amid months of uncertainty. The French defender's future has been one of the biggest talking points this season, especially with interest emerging from clubs in Spain and his contract situation remaining unresolved. However, momentum now appears to be shifting, with reports suggesting that both the player and the club have never been closer to reaching an agreement. Konate is understood to be keen to resolve his future before the upcoming World Cup, wanting to avoid any distractions as France's national football team prepare to begin their campaign against Senegal on June 16. The timeline has added urgency to negotiations, with Liverpool equally determined to secure the long-term future of one of their key defenders. Since arriving at Anfield under Jurgen Klopp in 2021, Konate has developed into a vital part of the backline, most notably forming a strong partnership with Virgil van Dijk. Despite earlier reports of interest from Spain, the expectation now is that the centre-back will remain on Merseyside if talks continue progressing positively. It's understood that previous negotiations stalled due to differences in salary expectations, but both sides have continued discussions in recent weeks. Meanwhile, Arne Slot has made it clear he wants Konate to stay, viewing him as a crucial figure in his defensive setup. The Liverpool boss has previously defended the Frenchman, insisting his performances have been strong overall, even if individual mistakes have been highlighted more than usual. Slot pointed out that Konate, alongside with Van Dijk, has delivered consistent performances and remained fit, something that has been vital given the limited defensive depth in the squad. That lack of depth has already prompted Liverpool to strengthen in recent windows, with young defenders like Giovanni Leoni and Jeremy Jacquet brought in as long-term options. Even so, keeping Konate remains a top priority, not just for his quality, but for the stability he brings to the team. As things stand, this development agreement could prove to be a significant moment in Liverpool's summer planning. If finalized, it could secure one of their most important defensive assets and provide a much-needed sense of stability heading into the next season. Liverpool could face injury boost with Alexander Isak set for return after a 4-month absence. Liverpool may finally receive a timely boost ahead of their crucial Champions League clash, with Alexander Isak closing in on a long-awaited return to action. The striker has been sidelined for nearly 4 months after suffering a serious ankle injury and broken leg back in December, but he could now feature against Paris Saint-Germain. His return couldn't come at a more critical moment, with Liverpool's season hanging in the balance following the heavy FA Cup defeat to Manchester City. Isak, the club's record signing, has been back in training recently, marking his first sessions after 101 days out, as confirmed by Arne Slot. However, the Liverpool boss made it clear that caution remains the priority, insisting it would be too soon to throw him straight into the starting lineup. Slot explained that while Isak has returned to training, he still needs time to rebuild his match fitness, especially after such a long absence. He admitted that the striker might only be ready for limited minutes, depending on how he responds physically in the final sessions before the PSG clash. That cautious approach was evident at the weekend, when Isak was left out of the squad entirely for the FA Cup defeat, with the medical team advising against rushing him back. Slot revealed that despite initial hopes, the decision was made to give Isak more time in training rather than risk a setback too soon. Now, with additional sessions under his belt, there is growing optimism that he could at least make the bench and potentially play a small role in Paris. If it does feature, he would provide a major lift for Liverpool's side, struggling for attacking sharpness at a crucial stage of the season. However, the Reds will still be without several key players, with Alisson, Conor Bradley, Giovanni Leoni and Wataru Endo all ruled out through injury. As Liverpool prepare for one of their biggest games of the season, all eyes will be on whether Isak can make his comeback and offer a spark when it matters most.